Hello, thank you for viewing our 2-minute update. I'm Maggie Snyder with your IaUW policy team, and today I'm joined by Angela Reinhart, who is an associate with the Corridon Group. Angela is really an asset to our policy team, and she helps keep us in the loop during the session.
Well, thanks for having me, Maggie. I appreciate having the opportunity to speak to all of our members. It's great when I get to work on some nonprofit issues and human service issues. It's different than any other client that I get to work on, so that's always fun. And it's really important that these nonprofit issues are being heard at the State House and that legislators hear from folks like all of the members of IaUW. We always tell people that legislators hear from lobbyists all the time and they kind of get sick of it, so it's really important that members stay engaged and involved and get to speak with their legislators when they can.
Definitely, that's a great point. So our readers may have noticed that over the last few issues that we've been covering a lot of study committee calendar updates. So can you tell them a little bit more about the purpose of study committees?
So it's a little bit ironic that these are referred to as summer study committees because a lot of times they don't really get up and running until really the fall. Study committees just now this month started really going. So the purpose of study committees is a lot of times during the previous legislative session, legislators will pass bills that assign a topic of concern, something that's not clear that they want more information about to the study committee so that over the summer they can look further into it and bring experts to the table to better explain issues. And so I think last session there were over 100 topics that were assigned to be studied. Not all of them actually do get assigned to be studied. There were a number of study committees this interim that were not assigned any topics to be studied. But the ones that are, a lot of them have lay members on them, so experts in the community that can help the committee ask appropriate questions, bring appropriate testimony to the table, and really dive into the issues really deeply. They typically have about 2 to 3 meetings during the interim, and then they aren't required to, but most of them come up with recommendations for the next legislative session, whether that's in the form of a draft piece of legislation that they will introduce to the entire General Assembly, or other things that are just suggestions that they want the legislature to take a look at.
Okay, so are there any nonprofit or human services issues that our readers should be paying attention to?
There are. So the Fiscal Policy Committee this interim has a long list of topics that they were assigned, as I'm sure you are aware. They're going to be looking at food deserts. We know that Indiana is struggling in that category, so there will be a study based on what we can do to improve the food desert issue in the state. They're going to also be looking at pre-K and the return on investment there, and whether or not this is something that we want to expand, how the pilot's probably been going, and other issues revolved around pre-K. And then also they will be doing their multi-year review on all of the tax incentives. Okay. So I know United Way has been fiscal policy focused as recently, so that will be a big one that we want to keep an eye on. Just some other things that members might care about. They're going to be looking at redistricting. There's a subcommittee on that, as well as civil rights issues and immigration.
Awesome. Thanks for filling us in, and thanks for joining here. Go ahead and check out the link to the calendar below for more information on these committees.